Breaking news. Ahead of CPP endorsement in the 2023 runoff presidential election, Mr. Cummings has announced that he as a person will not take sides in the runoff election, but CPP as a party will make an endorsement which will be announced by its executive committee. CPP standard-bearer writes. A few days ago, the collaborating political parties, CPP, laid out the condition for any endorsement of the two parties in the runoff. We also announced the setting up of a committee of 5 to discuss with the Coalition for Democratic Change, CDC, and the Unity Party, UP, on the conditions for our support. The objective of those discussions was to get commitments from the two parties for the incorporation and implementation of important elements, which we believe to be critical for the much-needed improvements in the governance of our country and the lives of all Liberians. CPP refuses to offer blind support without any reasonable commitments to change from the two parties. By making our conditions public, we did not necessarily intend to impose our will on any political leader or party. We were simply asking the runoff parties to make change a real obligation, and not just a political slogan. We know this was an unusual practice in our country, but we offer no apologies to anyone for the audacity we have to believe in real change. And so, we thank the two parties for engaging with us in these discussions. The committee has reported that it had meaningful engagements and discussions with both parties. We thank both parties for their willingness to discuss these matters of critical national concerns. The CPP Executive Committee made the ultimate decision of which party to endorse in the second round. The CPP is a democratic institution and as such, the overwhelming majority decision is final. The statement of endorsement will be delivered by the CPP Executive Committee. However, I have asked the parties, and they have agreed to allow me to not take a side. Among several important reasons, we believe this will afford the balanced perspective needed to continue to engage, as the CPP has demanded that I do, with all of our political, religious, traditional and other national leaders, including with Liberians of all political, social and economic standing. As we know, it is difficult to engage meaningfully and constructively if one is perceived to be politically biased or prejudiced. Furthermore, I am hopeful that this position will help our country, both in the short and long term, to work for the unity and reconciliation of all of our people and leaders, especially after a contentious election that threatens to further divide our people. Not personally choosing a side will also help in a more effective engagement with our international partners. There is also the concern that while we will not legally object to moving ahead with the runoff as announced, we have informed the NEC, and have yet to receive a reply, concerning our request to undertake an investigation, including a forensic examination of the ballot papers. While this is still pending, we do not feel justified to proceed as if we did not personally sign the communication to the NEC along with 2 other presidential candidates. While this is ongoing, I cannot, at the same time, appear to take a side in the runoff, which is the outcome of the first round of elections we're still hopeful of investigating. Finally, my fellow Liberians, we should not all agree on everything. But we must never disagree to keep our country safe and peaceful. Elections are inherently divisive, but on the other side is a nation we must remain faithful to and committed to building. The road ahead is going to be tough. Change is hard, but like they say, change is the only constant in the lives of people. We must never give up on trying to change. We must never lose hope in the possibility of change. Importantly, also, we must never give up on our country. Liberia needs all of its sons and daughters to look beyond our disagreements to build a united and better future. Let us work for a better Liberia. Let us ensure and commit to a runoff that is peaceful. And on the other side, let us live in peace and shared prosperity. May God continue to bless our nation and protect Liberians everywhere. I thank you.